What's up YouTube? This is As Seen by Dave. I am in Oahu celebrating my mom's retirement. While here I figured why not shoot a couple of videos and show you some high profile graves that maybe aren't shown so much. So here we are at Diamond Head Memorial Park. Welcome to the channel. So first I'm going to be talking to you about Peter, professional wrestler in the 60s and the 70s. He passed away in 1982. He is the grandfather of The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, he did make a blood pact and became blood brothers.
It all starts with two patriarchs of the family, Reverend Anoaʻi and High Chief Peter Maivia. The two, while not related biologically, created a blood pact, making them blood brothers. Since then, Maivia's side of the family has been considered an extension of the Anoaʻi bloodline.
So, he is also a part of the family of Roman Reigns, Rikishi, the Usos, the Wild Samoans. But Peter Maivia, High Chief Peter Maivia, was the adopted grandfather. And I say that because he married Leah Maivia, who already had a daughter, Ata. And Ata is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's mother. High Chief Peter Maivia was a trailblazer in the world of wrestling, professional wrestling, for the Samoan culture. He's a WWE, formerly WWF Hall of Famer. He was inducted in 2008 by his grandson, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And he lays just behind me with his wife, Leah, who was a successful promoter, successful wrestling promoter as well. So let's see Peter Maivia's headstone. So just walking up here. Here is where he lays. It says aloha forever in our hearts. High Chief Peter Fanene Leifi Maivia, and excuse my pronunciation of, but April 6, 1937 to June 13th, 1982. And his wife, Ophelia Leah Fuataga Maivia, August 6, 1931 to October 19, 2008. Beloved husband and wife, parents and grandparents, the ukulele has ended, but your melody lingers on. For life is not forever, love is. So, High Chief Peter Maivia he wrestled in many different territories, mostly the NWA, Hawaii, and then the WWF, which was Vince McMahon's senior's wrestling promotion before his son Vince McMahon took over and made it the WWF, it was the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. That's why the three W's. And then it became the World Wrestling Federation, and then the World Wrestling Entertainment, and now the WWE. So High Chief Peter Maivia's grave. So Peter Maivia was known as the Flying Hawaiian. He wrestled famous wrestlers such as superstar Billy Graham, Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino. He died of an inoperable cancer at the age of 45 in 1982. His family was worried about his illness, but by the time he finally went and saw a doctor, they discovered that the cancer was inoperable. So unfortunately, he died at the age of 45. So I'm still at Diamond Head here, and the next grave we're going to be visiting is a man by the name of Cam Fong. Name might sound familiar to some of you maybe not. He played the original Chin-Ho Kelly in the original Hawaii Five-0 series from 1968 to 1980. I do believe his character died off, if I'm not mistaken.
If they ever need a guy to play King Lear, they should hire Bonamo. Oh, what an actor.
Cam Fong had quite the life. So he was born and raised here in Honolulu, just outside of Honolulu. He witnessed the Pearl Harbor attacks here at Pearl Harbor as he worked there at in Pearl City in the shipyards there. Now, his first wife and his first two children were killed as two B-25 bombers crashed over their residence. The debris hit their home and killed his first wife and his first two children. I believe they were like 5 and 2 years old. So after that, he joined the Honolulu Police Department. So he actually was a police officer for 16 years, retired, and then decided to pick up acting. And then that's when he, sometime later, he was cast on Hawaii Five-0. One of his sons actually played the character Duke, who was on the reboot of Hawaii Five-0. So one of his sons actually played on the reboot of Hawaii Five-0. So here is his grave, Cam Fong. Now it looks like he's buried with his second wife, I believe. But here's Cam Fong. It says Chin Ho Kelly, Hawaii Five-0, May 27th, 1918 to October 18th, 2002. Cam Fong, Chin Ho Kelly, the original Chin Ho Kelly, Hawaii Five-0. And like I said, he's buried next here to his wife, Gladys Lindo Chung, who died just before him on August 9th of 2002. Last but not least is Raymond D. Emory, May 18th, 1921 to August 20th, 2018. Now Raymond, or Ray, as he's better known, was on USS Honolulu during Pearl Harbor. When the Japanese attacked, he actually broke into a locked box of ammo and loaded a .50 caliber gun and fired back. He was involved in 7 different invasions, including Guam and Iwo Jima during World War II. So 7 different invasions during World War II. In 1946, he left the service and he made it a mission upon his retirement. He became an engineer. He retired here with his wife, Virginia, to Honolulu in 1985, I believe. So his life's mission after his retirement was to help genealogy experts identify missing victims of Pearl Harbor.
These are the photographs of all the Pearl Harbor casualties, unknown. All these families were told the bodies were never recovered. Bodies were recovered.
Of the 2,341 U.S. military personnel killed on December 7, 1941, 647 bodies were unidentified.
Welcome to the war room. I got to apologize for the shape that it's in.
Amateur historian and Pearl Harbor survivor Ray Emory has dedicated the past 7 years
28 hours a day, 8 days a week.
to solving the mystery.
These skeleton remains diagrams are for people that were not identified with a ship, and the majority of them were probably picked up out of the water. This was the first one we identified was Thomas Embry.
The most recent, Warren Hickok. His remains were disinterred from Punch Bowl and identified last year. Hickok was a sailor from Michigan, killed on the USS Pennsylvania, which had been on dry dock at Pearl Harbor.
His wife died and Ray moved back 2 months before his death. He moved back to Boise, Idaho to live with relatives, where he passed away and was sent back here to Honolulu to be buried with his wife. So thank you so much for watching. This has been a few of the famous graves here at the Diamond Head Memorial Park, just outside of Honolulu, maybe inside Honolulu, Hawaii, on Oahu. I hope you enjoyed seeing Peter Maivia's grave, Cam Fong's grave, and Ray's grave. Until next time, as seen by Dave.